and I am chair of the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party, and it's my pleasure to call to order this county convention 2011 of the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party. At this time, would you all please rise for the invocation? And it will be given by Pastor Brenda Stevenson, who is also Precinct Chair 41. Pastor.
Lord, we thank you. We ask you to hear our prayer today. We thank you for what you have done and what you are about to do for the Democratic Party. I ask you this day, God, to bless everyone under the sound of my voice, and please bless us to work together more in unity with the new chair. This is my prayer. Amen. Amen.
Please remain standing as we will have our Pledge of Allegiance by Representative Rodney Moore, North Carolina House, District 99.
Please join me in the pledge to the United States flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Would you also please remain standing as Jill Levinson leads us in singing of the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets sprang glad, the bombers bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you very much. You may be seated. Good bit of exercise in the morning. Folks, if we run out of seats, we have seats in the balcony, but I would encourage you, it has been my experience and history with this county convention and party that the folks who do most of the talking are the ones on the wall. So, I would encourage you to find a seat, or at a minimum, please keep the voices down, especially in the back. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to welcome David. No. David, we have a parent here from Elizabeth Tradition who's going to give us a welcome.
Well, we'd like to welcome you guys to our school today, and just believing that this is going to be a great and productive meeting for the Democratic Party today. Our principal, Susan Spencer-Smith, asked me to come out for just about 2 minutes here and give a welcome from our school, and also just to share just a few words about Elizabeth Traditional Elementary School. I have the privilege of having two children here, a first grader and a kindergartner. And we have the...
Folks, out of respect to the school and to this parent, I need your attention, please. The school was nice enough to allow us to come here. Let's respect the process and the individual who is speaking. So I really need you to be quiet. If you can't be quiet, take the conversation outside, please. Thank you.
We also have a very effective principal's office. Sorry, excuse me. We want to encourage you guys to look around at the artwork that the students have done. Enjoy your day here at the school and be able to just kind of see all the stuff that the kids have been involved with over the past several months of this school year. You may be wondering as you come here today what makes a school traditional, and what we believe is that it's a focus on structure and a focus on discipline, an academic focus on basic subjects and skills. And one of the greatest things about this school that you have the opportunity to enjoy today is the expectation that we have for parents and students to volunteer in the community. On May 14th, you might come by here and see a whole slew of people out doing yard work and landscaping. This is something that we place a high value on as community service here at Elizabeth Traditional Elementary School. We're also in the process of implementing a university learning lab status here at the school in partnership with Queen's University and their College of Education. The students and faculty will spend time here together, being able to work on new techniques in teaching that we believe are going to bring great results for our students. And most of all, what we feel makes a great atmosphere for the students here, lastly, for urban education in America, is the combination of racial, ethnic, and socioeconomic diversity that we have here. And we believe that this is combined with a very high academic standard that produces wonderful, wonderful results in our community. So we want to welcome you guys here today. We want to say thank you for being here at our facility, and hope that you guys have a great meeting today.
Thank you very much for that welcome. At this time, I want to point out some alterations to the agenda. We need to add to the agenda a resolutions committee report. We also need to add to the agenda the chair's search committee report. I want to make a notation and a change. We will not have a keynote speaker, but we will have remarks from our mayor, Anthony Foxx, and from Chairwoman Jennifer Roberts, County Commission. I would also like to have the flexibility as time permits to move through the agenda to move a couple items around. And so while it does say that we need to go over the declaration of the rules for the convention, I want to recognize the second vice chair of the State Democratic Party, Doug Wilson, who will bring remarks on behalf of David Parker, who is the state party chair. Doug.
Good morning, good Democrats. On behalf of the state party and the state party chair, David Parker, I bring greetings. Chairman Parker couldn't make it today. He is the conference chair of the Presbyterian Church convention that's going on. But real quick, I just want to point out some important things that are going on. I want you to kind of imagine this room being empty in about another 2 years. Kind of want you to imagine a Charlotte with no Mayor Anthony Foxx, no Rodney Moore, no Beverly Earl, county without Democrats in the county commission, city council. I want you to imagine our state going completely red and not having Barack Obama in the White House in 2012. This will happen if everybody in this room does not stand up and fight against the voter ID bill that's being fought right now in the State House. With that said, I'm asking every Democrat in this room to join Democracy North Carolina as they bring people from all over the state to march this Wednesday, April 13th, in Raleigh, North Carolina, against the voter ID bill. We need to make sure that we have everybody in this room fighting against that, because we cannot afford to go back another 100 years after we've done so much to bring this state and this county to where it is today. So I ask you to find, if there's anybody here from Democracy North Carolina, to find and join the convention, to go to the back of the room and sign up for this march. And I hope that we have, and I know that we will have a great convention today. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week in Raleigh. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doug. At this time, I would like to announce some committees for today's convention, as I have appointed them. The credentials, which is co-chaired by Tony DiPaolo and Carol Williams, with June Mabry assisting. Resolutions Committee, which is co-chaired by Gray Newman and Tori Boldware. The Rules will be chaired by June Mabry, which is the 9th Congressional District Chair. Mabry. 8th Congressional District, thank you very much. The tellers for today's convention will be working with Debbie Bell and assistants, and the registration will be chaired by Ralph Belt. Parliamentarian is Keith Gilbert, and they are in the back. And a special thank you to John Niffley, who worked with setup for this county convention. At this time, I would like to recognize all of the precinct chairs. If all of the precinct chairs would please stand. All of the precinct chairs. I wanted to personally recognize and thank you for your hard work. I know that organizing precincts for some of you is a little easier than others, and for some of us it's a little bit more difficult. We have 117 precincts that have been officially organized, and I'm waiting on the count of those who have participated in today's county convention. I want to also note that we have a record 1,072 registered delegates to the Mecklenburg County Convention. You folks are doing a tremendous job in our community, and it is reflected in the room on this morning. And so I personally want to say thank you for all that you've done and all that you're going to do as we get ready to re-elect Mayor Anthony Foxx here to a second term. It is important because he already has an announced challenger, and I want to make sure that we are in position to assist him in his race, as well as those folks who are on the city council, in addition to the individuals who will be coming on the school board. In moving forward with the agenda, I want to go ahead and take some time to do the chair's comments so that I can go ahead and get those out of the way so that we can get to the business of electing these officers as we get other people in position. And also, while we get through the credentials committee, I am actually ahead of time because registration doesn't officially end until 10:30. But I will go ahead and move through the agenda so that we can move forward. And as I promised you, respect your time and get you out on time. I think it's very, very interesting times that we are in today, and I think it's important that I note some historical facts and bring some things into perspective. It was very interesting to hear some of our chair's candidates run, and I've gotten some very unfortunate phone calls about some comments and statements that were made. We were all family here, and I entered into this party at a very difficult time, but I'd like to leave it better than what I had found it. And so hopefully you will agree with me. Fellow Democrats, after having served for 3 years as your chair, I have opted not to seek re-election as chair. I was elected at a difficult time for Democrats in our county. My predecessor had just resigned following the state party's condemnation of local activities in the wake of a special election for sheriff. Meanwhile, the 2008 election was on the horizon with the primaries already in full swing. There was concern, folks, that anyone could or would want to lead the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party. We were able to turn those concerns into successes. In 2008, the election was the most successful for Mecklenburg County Democrats in decades. Our effectiveness at pushing the early vote led to a sweep of the county commission, taking back some judgeships, and on those judgeships, Charlotte Brown, if you're here, please stand. If Kim, that statement is here, and I know Judge Totten was a part of that team, and folks, those judges worked harder than a lot of candidates. And I want to commend them for the example that they gave in 2008 on how judges should run. And I think that if you take a look at their record and their service to our community, it's important that we, the voters, have a say in who our judges are. I know there's some controversy surrounding that, and it is not popular because they don't think the average voter knows who the judges are, or that we have enough aptitude to be able to discern on who to vote for. But I think there's a system that can be worked out so that we, the voters, do not get left out. The other thing that I want to point out in 2008 is that the Register of Deeds we took back after 16 years of Republican leadership. And most remarkably, a Mecklenburg County victory for Beverly Perdue over longtime Charlotte Mayor Patrick Ford and Mr. Foxx. That one was real sweet because he and I do a TV show every Saturday at 9:30 on WCNC, and I can tell you without a doubt he is still feeling the effects of that defeat. You folks show yourselves a hand. And for my newbies in here, he was mayor of a democratically controlled city for 14 years. He did not think, under any circumstances, that he would lose his own county. And so he was all over the state. Meanwhile, Democrats right here in Mecklenburg County were working. We pushed the governor to open up an office. No, they were a little slow to come around, but we pushed them to open up an office. They opened up an office with Lee Rose's help, and we took those votes for Beverly Perdue. In 2009, we did what many doubted would ever be done in Charlotte again by electing a Democratic mayor in Anthony Foxx. Further, we pushed our veto-proof majority on the Charlotte City Council to 8-3 and taking 3 of 4 at-large seats. In 2010, we made history by re-electing an African American to the Mecklenburg County Commission at large for the first time. As part of the healing process that I would like to say that the party was involved in, there was a lot of issues and concerns with African Americans being able to win non-presidential at large. Because if you go back to the late Jim Richardson, Darrell Williams, and Dr. William Rembrandt, they were not successful in being elected, re-elected county commission at large. And so we have broken that cycle, and we have proven that we can elect as Democrats anyone we want to. no matter the race, no matter the agenda, if you're a Democrat, you're in good standing, and you're a qualified candidate, we can and we should elect you. And on a final note here, and we returned in 2010 all of the Democratic delegation back to the North Carolina General Assembly. And I know that there's a lot of heartburn over that, but the Republicans obviously took over the Senate and the House, but in Mecklenburg County, we held our own.
That's right.
We also encountered some challenges. We were not able to sweep the Mecklenburg County Commission at large, losing an excellent public servant and a good friend in Dr. Dan Murray. Unifying passionate Democrats is always difficult, and sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. However, we always strive to do our best. I am privileged and honored to have served you as chair. It has been an exhilarating and rewarding experience, but I was not alone in this endeavor. I received support from the elected officials, the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party Executive Board, the leadership of the auxiliary clubs, active Democrats throughout the county, and I was blessed to have gifted and responsible executive directors such as Joan Fada, Michael Evans, and Sonia Young. I'd also like to thank Debbie Bell and Jonette Harper for backing me up in the headquarters office. In 2009, in December, I want to recognize Sonia Young for doing something that this party, to my knowledge, had not done before. And that is that we got involved in the Salvation Army's giving trip. And the Democrats responded like never before. I can remember Representative Tricia Cotton coming in with bags of gifts to give to folks who were less fortunate than ourselves. You know, it's easy to make phone calls on behalf of candidates to get people elected. But it's another thing to use those same resources and skills to help the less fortunate. Yes. And we did that. Most importantly, I have an incredibly supportive wife and daughter who I thought were going to be able to make it on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. I know that they were. Hey, baby. Hey, everybody, that is my wife. Come here, come here, come here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. They have Trinity coming down. Trinity, I want y'all to meet my daughter. Trinity, come on. Guys, she was screaming when I first started doing this. She is a kindergartner at Myers Park Tradition. Thank you, Deborah, for being very supportive of me and the many hours that I spent away from home, making meetings, making calls on behalf of Democrats to get folks elected, to raise money, and to do all kinds of other things, including mediation and counseling and the like. So, again, thank you very much for coming and participating. I also want to thank you, Democrats, for your support, your counsel, suggestions, and even complaints and criticism. I depart as chair of the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party with no regrets. I urge each of you to unify behind my successor, whomever he or she may be, to ensure that we continue to build our party and our community. Thank you. Now, I'm going to move through the agenda, and I want to recognize County Commissioner Jennifer Roberts for a few remarks. I will bring forth to you the rules of the convention after her remarks, and we will continue to move through forward to this agenda along with the voting process. Folks, we have some seats in the balcony. We have more than enough seats in the balcony. I've got some seats up here, and I've got some seats down here. So if I could get Chairperson Jennifer Roberts to make her way forward to bring forth remarks on behalf of the County Commission. Oh, I'm sorry. Jennifer is on the way. She's All right, is Heath Gilbert here? Is he here? Is he in the building? Does anybody know? He was? Okay. I want to go ahead and make some alterations to the standing rules for the county commission, for the county convention. I want to eliminate, please strike from the rules, number 10. And the reason why that is important, we have traditionally allowed the individuals to turn in their votes, their ballots. What I need from you on today, I need to have the precinct chair or the delegate for that precinct to take up the votes for your precinct. I've been encouraging you to sit together with your precinct so that for the purpose of you caucusing your votes to vote for the chair and other candidates' offices, I need for the precincts to caucus together for your individual precincts so that that designated precinct chair or delegate for this county convention can turn in your votes. Are there any questions about how we're going to proceed forward with this process? Okay. I see. Thank you very much. I've moved on and I'll come back to it. At this time, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off on adopting the rules for procedure, and I'm going to recognize Chairwoman Jennifer Roberts from the County Commission, followed by Chairperson Jennifer Roberts. I want to recognize Representative Tricia Copley after Chairperson Jennifer Roberts for the County Commission. Please, let's welcome Jennifer Roberts.
Greetings. I bring greetings from Mecklenburg County that still has a Democratic majority. It's a great day to be a Democrat. Absolutely. And I have to tell you, I was at the Valentine Breakfast Club this morning, so I'm late. And we had all the folks there talking about the Democratic National Convention. And the first person who stood up to ask the question was very partisan about it and said, why should we spend all this money when we know it's not going to have long-term benefits? And every other speaker, Republican, Democrat, had talked about the value of that convention being here. We are going to make sure that everybody in Charlotte-Mecklenburg understands the value of Democrats getting together. And we're going to create jobs. We're going to be the central focus of the international media for more than that 1 week. And we are going to do it right, and we're going to make it happen because Democrats know how to do that for everybody. And that's what we're going to do. And I also guys who've been very unified. We're going to show unity. We got great diverse voices. We have a lot of different input. All those voices are here, but in the end, when push comes to shove, we're going to unify behind our new leader for this party. We're going to unify in our purpose to get Democrats elected and re-elected, because we know what happens if we're not paying attention and we don't show up. And we're seeing that. So we're going to show up like we're doing today. And this is great. We're going to maintain this momentum, maintain the energy, because we know Democrats work hard for everybody. And we work hard for the little guy and the big guy and the little woman and the big woman. We work hard for all those folks to be together at the table together. And that's what I need. That's what the county commission needs. That's what the city council needs. That's what our state delegation needs. We need all of your hard work to continue throughout the year. Every week of the year, every day of the year, we need all of you helping us get that message out that we are here for everyone. We don't exclude, we don't discriminate, we don't shame and blame. We include, we make equal, we have opportunity for everyone. That's what we stand for, and we are going to exemplify that every second of our breathing lives. So I just want to add my thanks, my personal thanks to all of you who supported me, who supported keeping our county commission democratic. I want to add my thanks, and I want to add that we appreciate your hard work. I appreciate your hard work. And we know that we're not afraid of hard work. We're going to continue to do that. Thank you all for being here, and let's have a great convention.
Thank you very much. I need, before Representative Coffin comes up and recognizes the elected officials, I need Robert Willis, Precinct 60, to the credentials. Robert Willis, Precinct 60, to the credentials. Representative Coffin. Might I add the awesome Representative Tricia Coffin. Married to your former state party chair, my good friend, Jerry Bean, in the back. Jerry. And the new addition, a new Democrat to the family.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning, Democrats. Thank you so much for being here. I have the privilege of introducing our elected officials who signed in. That's the key word. I'll probably miss somebody, so I apologize in advance, but I will recognize current elected officials. Former elected officials will be recognized after me. I'm Representative Tricia Coffin of North Carolina House District 100. We have David Cranberry, our Register of Deeds, is here. We have John Autry of Soil and Water Conservation. Representative Rodney Moore, standing straight in the back. Judge Donnie Hoover. Judge Ron Chapman. Judge Ricky McCoy Mitchell. Judge Charlotte Brown Williams. City Councilwoman Patsy Kenzie. School Board Member Tom Tate. Representative Beverly Earl. Representative Becky Carty, right here. Representative Kelly Alexander. Judge Kim Best Staten. Sheriff Chip Bailey. City Council Councilman Warren Turner. Senator Dan Gladfelter. Ray Newman, Soil and Water. Thurman Ross, Town and Cornelius Commissioner, in the back. Chair Jennifer Roberts. Commissioner Vilma Leak. Mayor Pro Tem Patrick Cannon. If I missed anyone, would you stand up now or wave at me? Joyce Waddell, School Board. Judge Hands and her beautiful son, DJ. And if you'll allow me for a moment, I'm going to take your picture and I'm going to send this to the Republicans right now. I'm going to let them know that we are ready, we are here, and they can bring it on in 2012. Our schools, you name it that's bad, they're doing it, and we need your help. Please stand with your state senators and your state representatives and with our governor, because thank goodness my favorite four-letter word is veto.
Thank you very much. At this time, one quick announcement. I need Lolita Gaines, Precinct 89's two credentials. At this time, please help me recognize a very good, consistent, long-time volunteer, parliamentarian, attorney, Keith Gilbert, as we get ready to go over the rules for the county convention, how we'll be able to conduct ourselves. Please help me recognize Keith Gilbert.
Good morning. You'll flip over in your hymnals to this will say let's get times and varieties. All right. Rules of procedure. Number 1. This is on page 10. You follow along with me. The Mecklenburg County Democratic Party's annual convention will convene on April 9th. 2011, beginning at 10:30 a.m. It shall be governed by the North Carolina Democratic Party Plan of Organization and other rules and regulations stated with this motion. Parliamentary questions not specifically covered by these rules of procedure shall be governed by the latest edition of Robert's Rules of Order. Number 2, all resolutions must be submitted via email to headquarters at mecklenburgdemocrat.org. The Resolutions Committee no later than midnight on April 7, 2011. Resolutions will be accepted from the floor of the convention in written form, with at least one copy available for each precinct present, and only after a vote in the affirmative by the convention to suspend the rules. A resolution may not include the assignment of a task to a particular individual or an expense without designating the source of the funding for the expense. Number 3, the Resolutions Committee shall be required to review all resolutions prior to their submission to the convention. The Resolutions Committee is authorized to review each resolution submitted and to reject by a majority vote of the committee members then present any resolution that is not submitted in conformity with these rules of procedure, or because a resolution, in the opinion of the committee, is impertinent, slanderous, or otherwise inappropriate for consideration by the convention. Each resolution submitted by the committee to the convention will be voted on separately with no amendments from the floor permitted. Next page, page 11 number 4. Additional resolutions may be proposed to the floor for the convention's consideration, only if they are submitted consistent with Rule 2 above, and only if they are, in the opinion of the parliamentarian, appropriate for consideration by the convention. Number 5. Concerning the elections for executive committee officers, each candidate may be nominated by one person who may speak for no more than 1 minute, and may be seconded by no more than 2 persons, each of whom may speak for no more than 30 seconds. Candidates will be allowed to speak for up to 2 minutes. Number 6. Concerning the elections for the State Executive Committee, pre-nominations have been distributed to delegates. These individuals do not need to be nominated from the floor. Additional nominees may be nominated from the floor. A nominee may be nominated by name only and seconded with no opportunity for further comment by either. Number 7. During any part of the meeting, comments from the floor will be limited to a maximum of 3 minutes unless specified otherwise herein. Number 8. Registration will be open 90 minutes prior to the start of the convention and continue into 1/2 hour until the designated start time of the convention. Should any questions or dispute arise concerning the credentialing of any delegate at any time during the registration period or thereafter, the chair of the Credentialing Committee will address that concern. Paragraphs 9 and 10 are to be struck. They are not consistent with Article 5.02 of the North Carolina Democratic Party Plan of Organization. We will be following the North Carolina Democratic Party Plan of Organization today. And we'll go over that as we get voted.
Yes. Point of information, I need you to go to the microphone. Please state your name and your precinct and the purpose for the reason for your question.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Anthony DePaulo, co-chair of the Credentials Committee. The Credentials Committee has met, and we are going to close our proceedings in 2 minutes. If there are any more additional challenges or credentials, we need to hear them now. Thank you.
We've been given a point of information, 2 minutes, and the Credentials Committee will be closed 2 minutes. If all hearts and minds are clear, I need a motion and a second to adopt the rules for procedure as you have heard them from our parliamentarian, Keith Gilbert. I need a name and a precinct so that we can properly record it in the minutes. And I need you to speak into the microphone.
Precinct 147.
Please repeat that. It's on.
Mary Bonaparte, Precinct 147. I make a move that we accept and adopt the parliamentarian rules.
Herman de Castro, Precinct 57, Hispanic Democrats. I second that motion.
It's been properly moved and second. Is there any further questions or debate? There being none, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. We do have the rules for the convention that have been adopted. Thank you very much, good Democrats. At this time, I would like to recognize Pam Gordon, who is the second vice chair with the Chair Selection Committee. I want to, before the Chair Selection report is given at this time, I want to recognize there was a tremendous amount of questions and inquiry about the chair's position. We have not done this before, but a lot of information had come to me, and so I wanted to take the opportunity to provide a diverse group of individuals with the opportunity to vet the candidates, to provide information to the candidates. And so again, this is just a report for the body. For those of you who don't know the candidates, who did not get an opportunity to meet the candidates, here's another systematic way in which the candidates were interviewed and how the body came to their conclusion. So if you will give just a few minutes, time and attention to the Chair Selection Committee, and we should also go over who was on that committee and what the committee's report is. So thank you very much, Pam.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, that's much better. Thank you. Good morning. I've been going for a long time. It's just like afternoon. Ford to thank Chairman Joel Ford for his leadership. It's been a pleasure to work under his tenure, and he's been a great mentor to me. In addition, I would like to recognize the additional members to the Chair Election Committee. So if you're here, please stand and wave your hand so that you can be recognized. Robbie Ahiri. Joan Bell. Joan is working at the registration table, so she might not have made it in yet. Willie Fleming. Luther Moore. And Julie Thompson, also in the back. I want to thank you all for all of the time and commitment that you have given to this process. As Chairman Ford stated, this is the first time that we've done this here in Mecklenburg County, and it was very challenging. As you know, we've had many qualified candidates to come forward and express their interest in serving and being your next county party chair. A full report from the committee can be found on the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party website, mecklenburgdemocrat.org. Today, I will just give you the Cliff Notes version of our report. Chairman Ford charged us with two primary goals. One, to ensure that Democrats were made aware of this great opportunity to serve, and also to vet those interested candidates. And vetting is not only about asking questions. As we did many of that, we asked them many questions as well, just as you have during the campaign trail. But it's also about understanding the competencies needed to be successful and how someone's skill sets are lined up to those key factors. The committee did not operate in a silo. We leveraged your input, that of elected officials, current and past party leaders. I want you to join me to thank and recognize all of the candidates who put their time and energy into offering themselves up to serve you as our next county party chair. It's unfortunate that only one of those candidates can be the chair. However, I want to encourage each of them to offer their service to the board and to the county party. But again, I want you to recognize each of the candidates. If you can please stand, I usually do. Mark Freeman, Mike Sullivan, Darren Rankin, and Coach Joe White, and Frank Beaton. Again, each of these candidates possess the strength and skills which can benefit the party. And it was a very tough decision to present a recommendation to you today. But I want to remind all of the candidates that we would highly encourage you, again, to offer all of your energy, your ideas, and your skill sets to benefit the county party in the future. It will be a true display of your leadership and commitment to the party. And remember, leadership is more about what you do than what you say, and at the same time, it calls, come follow me. So if you would like to see us build the party, we would like to see you offer your energy and service as well. The persons whom the committee recommends have past experience on multiple levels with the county party and embody the competencies and vision to build upon the successes that we've had. The committee equally recommends, in alphabetical order, candidates Aisha Du and Mark Sullivan. Thank you, Chairman Ford.
Thank you very much. You've heard from the Chair Selection Committee their recommendation. Of course, please, obviously, you have the authority and the power to vote for the candidates of your choice, but I want to provide some additional information. While I'm here, I also want to recognize our DNC member, Pat Cobb. Pat. I want to recognize Pat Cobb as the Democratic National Committee's member from the City of Charlotte, Mecklenburg County. Thank you, Pat, for your service to the DNC. We are checking for the quorum here to make sure that we do have a quorum. As soon as he gets back, I want to make sure that we bring that forward. I've just been given the nod. We do have a quorum, so the business that we are conducting and we're going to continue to conduct will be decently and in order. This is going to be a little bit, I need your attention, please. This is going to be a little bit tough to do. But I need for the precinct chairs and the precinct chairs only to stand. Point of clarification, it is Mike Sullivan, not Mark Sullivan. Mike, stand up again so I can make sure people know who you are. All right. All right, this is what's going to have to happen. I need for you to be close to, sit next to your precinct chair for the purpose of voting. And I only want the precinct chairs to stand because what I need to do real quickly, when I point to you, I need you to tell me what your precinct is. And if you're standing in the back or if you're up top, I need for you to get into your precinct for the purpose of caucusing. But I gotta have some quiet so that we can get this done decently and in order so that I can expedite through this process. Because after this, I'm going to open up the floor for nominations for the election. I'm starting down here. Precinct 202. Precinct 93. So listen, folks, I'm calling out precincts. And I need you to get with that precinct chair or precinct officer. You got people holding up pieces of paper, but some people cannot see where their precinct is. Precinct 39. Precinct 39. Precinct 229. Precinct, sir. Precinct 69. Precinct 113. 113. Precinct 215. 215. Precinct 15. Behind you. Precinct 232. Precinct 227. Precinct 77. Precinct 147. Precinct 108. John, what's that precinct? Precinct 145. Precinct 13. Kevin Brown, Precinct 13. Precinct 60. Ramon, what is that? Precinct 57. Precinct 219. Precinct 111 is on the wall. Precinct 210 is up front. Precinct 47. Precinct 149. Precinct 82. Precinct 210. Precinct 46, Precinct 59, Precinct 61. 210 is up front. Precinct 26 is on the wall. Precinct 23. Precinct 4. I need Precinct 4. Where? Okay, Precinct 4 is back there. Precinct 51. If I called out your precinct, sit down, please. If I called your precinct, sit down. You can hold up your sign, but sit down, please. Precinct 42. Precinct 12. Precinct 70. Precinct 102. When I call your name, please sit down. Precinct 103. Precinct 124. Where are you? Where are you sitting? Over on the far, my far right, your left. Precinct 82, thank you. Precinct 17. Precinct 81. Precinct 228, thank you, Amy. Precinct 14, you have been recognized. Precinct 84, you have been recognized. Precinct 96, thank you, Steve. Precinct 9, you have been recognized. Precinct 71, Precinct 150, Precinct 201, Precinct 58, thank you, sir. Precinct 36, if I call your precinct, please sit down. Hold your sign up and sit down. Precinct 213, thank you, Carl. Precinct 125, Precinct 214, Precinct 204. Precinct 225. Precinct 223. Precinct 235. Thank you. Precinct 83. Precinct 222. Precinct 133. 126. 128. 211. When I call you precinct, please sit down. Precinct 9. 53. 134. Thank you. Precinct 134. Precinct 10. Precinct 11. Precinct 123. Precinct 80. Precinct 73. 109. Precinct 16. I can't see it, but I know you listen to people. Boom. Tony, I need some help back there. Can you call out those precincts from where you sent?
Precinct 52, Precinct 3, Precinct 127, Precinct 203, Precinct 33, Precinct 66, Precinct 206, Precinct 106, Precinct 227.
Quiet, please.
Precinct 227, Precinct 20, Precinct 212, 140, 32, 106, 105, 100, 104, 55, 33, 9, 138, 54, 203, 124, 62, 98, 80, 239, 62, 23, 100, 233, 124, number 2, Precinct 2, Precinct 107.
Okay.
Precinct 222.
Okay, I see in the balcony. Your attention, please. 237, 240, and 76 are in the balcony. Thank you very much for taking a seat in the balcony. And again, folks, we got plenty of seats if you want to take a seat.
Mr. Chairman, Precinct 26.
Precinct 212.
Precinct 243. Precinct 47.
I've got
149, 59, 54.
All right, folks.
135, 227, 211, 123, 62.
Folks, can I get your attention, please? I'd like to recognize a mentor of mine, someone who was very instrumental when I became chair. Tremendous amount of knowledge, wisdom, and he opened up his checkbook to the party because I asked him to. Senator Charlie Daniel. Is Senator Clark still here? Is Senator Clark making? Senator Clark, sir, if you can step up, can you step forward, please? Senator Clark Felter, I personally want to, let me have your attention, folks. Personally want to acknowledge Senator Clark Felter, probably one of the smartest people that I know, and a very kind and humble gentleman, a good public servant here in the city of Charlotte, Mecklenburg County. Senator, he was also one of the other gentlemen who opened up his time as well as his checkbook. Senator Clark Felter, thank you very much. Want to quickly recognize former past state party chair, again, Jerry Meek. Jerry Meek was extremely helpful and instrumental to this party. Can I get your attention, please? There's a little bit of recognition, a little bit of history that's going to put all this stuff in perspective for us. We had to do a special election for the late Valerie C. Woodard, and we had a special election. By the way, the Observer said that the local party did a flawless job, and we elected George Dunlap, but the county commission, through Bill James and his bag of tricks, did not want to accept it. That night, I got on the phone with the state party chair at that time, Jerry Meek. He stepped up to the plate and said, "We will file a lawsuit." He said, "I will write it tonight." He said, "But I'm in Raleigh, and I need somebody there in Mecklenburg County to file it." Mike Daisley and Doyle Tidd were first to raise their hand and said, "I'll file it." The rest of the story goes, the county got the picture. We didn't have to file it. They recognized George Dunlap, and that's what the strength of together of what the local party can do. So I want to thank those individuals as we move forward. Tony, do you have a point?
Point of information, Mr. Chairman.
Chair recognizes Tony Apollo for a point of information.
First off, precincts 91 and 217 are back in that corner. Mr. Chairman, registration is closed. We have a quorum. The Credentials Committee has met, has heard the challenges. They have all been resolved, and the Credentials Committee has retired. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, folks. That deserves a hand. At this time, the parliamentarian will pass out to the precinct chairs the rules and procedures right before I get ready to open up the floor for nominations. So if you are a precinct chair, I don't need you to stand because I got too many people standing. It's confusing. Raise your hand with your precinct, and Heath Gilbert and June will pass this information out to you so that you will know what to do. We don't want any confusion, and we don't want anyone left behind. We want to make sure that we all have the same information and that we're going in the same direction. We want to do this decently and in order. I am still ahead of schedule, so we are moving quickly through this agenda, and I promised my little baby girl that I wouldn't be here all day, so you know what that means. We got to get this done. Are we in agreement? Yes. You ready to go? Yes. Fired up? Yes. Fired up? Yes. Fired up? Yes. Man, that's some chills up my spine. Precinct 31, where are you? Precinct 31? Okay, I just want to make sure you recognize it. I want to make sure that we have identified the precincts for the purpose of caucusing so that you can pull your votes together to vote for a chair and all the other candidates. As soon as the information is passed out, I will open up this floor for nominations. Precinct 135. If you already have your packet of information, you can put your sign down. Listen, I need your attention, please. I need your attention, please. For those of you who don't know me, I like to multitask, and I want to give you some information while you're getting information. And I want to recognize Precinct 210, and the precinct chair is John White. The reason why I am recognizing Precinct 210, Precinct 210 wants to be known as a leader of precincts in this community, not only through organizing, but also through actions. I was just handed an envelope from the chairperson of Precinct 210 with $710 in it. So some of you are wondering how and why did I recognize Precinct 210? You come up here and give me a check for $710, and I recognize you too. As a matter of fact, if you come up here and give us a check, I may even give you a microphone. Pete, where are we with the passing out of this information? We still got some envelopes with their hands raised up. But in all seriousness, I'm very appreciative of the financial support. I'm sorry, the party is very appreciative of the financial support, but also through the organizing skills and efforts of the community, because you are the pulse of the community, the individual precincts. And so the effort and the hard work that you put into getting to know just your precinct is very valuable information. Because I will share something with you from my experience in 2008. If you do not organize your precinct in your community, somebody else will. So it is important that we stay in tune with the community in which we live in. Yes, Heath.
You feel the parliamentarian. There are 2 forms that we're handing out. So if you've only received 1 form, and one form is a 1 piece of paper, the other form is a staple piece of paper. If you've only got 1, you need to raise your hand up and so we can get you both forms.
If you don't have a form, please keep your hand raised. We will begin with nominations here shortly. Please be prepared for the candidates and the persons going to nominate. Persons who are doing the nominating, you can have a nomination, and you may have a second by no more than 2 persons with a combined of 30 seconds to, 1 minute for the nomination and 30 seconds for the second. And then the candidates will have 2 minutes. So please make sure that you are getting yourselves in position to move forward. Y'all want to hear a quick Susan Burgess story? Can I get your attention, please? I want to get this information. This is really important to me. It's a good thing. We got the mayor just came in the building. Mayor Anthony Foxx, good to see you this afternoon. We will take some up to the balcony. But real quick, can I get your attention, please? And I'm glad that the mayor's here to hear this. Please, folks, in 2009, in March of 2009, I got a call from Susan Burgess. And she said, Joe, do you mind? No. She says, what do you think about me giving a packet to Governor King for the DNC to come to Charlotte? And at the time, and I can confirm this because Governor King said the same thing. I mean, first of all, you never told Susan no. And the second thing was, okay, whatever. But Governor King, when he came to town, made mention that this was on his first meeting as chair of the DNC, that he has this woman named Susan Burgess walking up to him, handing him a packet about the city of Charlotte. And as Governor King tells it, he says, you know, Susan, thank you, but I'm not even thinking about a convention. This is 2010, March. And so she said, well, when you do, think about Charlotte. Susan had the foresight to put Charlotte on the map internationally before anyone else was even thinking about a convention, let alone Charlotte, North Carolina. I think it is extremely appropriate, Mr. Mayor, that at the right time that we recognize Susan Burgess for her contribution not only to the state, but more specifically to the city of Charlotte, for the role that she played and for the position that she held for putting forth a convention that, in my opinion, we would not have without her. So I want to say thank you very much to Susie Pershing. Does everyone have their packet? Okay, well that's fine. Guess what? I got the mayor on my side. Mayor, please come forward. If you would, please help me welcome that bright and shining star, first Democratic mayor in the city of Charlotte for 14 years, the leader of the city of Charlotte, the one and only Mayor Anthony Foxx.
Good morning, Democrats. This is the second largest political convention in our city's history. The first largest is yet to come. We'll be here in 2012. Let me say to our chair, Joel Ford, who's presided over our county party in some of its most difficult days and has made Mecklenburg County not only purple, but blue. Joel Ford, thank you. To my colleagues on the city council who are here, to my colleagues on the county commission, and I see a couple of members of the General Assembly, thank you for all of the hard work that you've done. You know, a year and a half ago, I came before you and I said I wanted to be the mayor of this city. We talked about doing three things: strengthening and diversifying this city's economy, improving quality of life, and strengthening our relationships in Raleigh and Washington. Just 18 months. Look at what we've done. We have, in the last 18 months, seen 8,400 jobs announced in the city of Charlotte. The largest corporate headquarter relocation we've had since 1984 happened in the last 18 months. When I took the oath of office, we had an unemployment rate that was 12.8%. And we brought it down 2 percentage points, and we're going to keep working until it gets down to an acceptable level of unemployment. We've started to focus more than ever on small business. In just a few weeks, we're going to roll out a one-stop resource on the web for small businesses that will pull resources together that have never been brought together in one place before. We started last year with an Access to Capital conference that's trying to connect our small businesses to resources that can help them grow. And I have to say a shout out to our president, who over the last 2 years has passed 18 tax cuts for small business. He is a jobs president. We talked about quality of life. Crime rate is near historic lows. We still have more to do. But I've presided over 100 new police officers going through our academy, getting on the street and making this community safe. We are working to keep quality of life at the top of the list. And then let's talk a little bit felt to have done for us in Raleigh. For 20 years, we've been talking about how to close the loop on 485. Through the work of the leadership in Raleigh, we have been able to get that loop closed before it was supposed to get started. Construction will be done by 2015, and we're going to accelerate that. That is good work by our folks in Raleigh. Thank you, Senator Foxx, and other members of the committee. So hard on that. We had a little conversation about high-speed rail. You and I know that high-speed rail isn't just about moving people and goods. It's about 4,800 jobs right now. It's about an economic impact that will create 15,000 jobs overall by the time that work is done. It's about shortening the distance between this city and Raleigh. It is about making an economic development impact. And finally, just yesterday, we learned that our friends in Raleigh have decided to make the right decision and to keep that high-speed rail money in North Carolina. It's the right thing to do. Now, I have to tell you something else. We're working together with Washington better than we ever have. Let me tell you about something that incredible that happened. I don't know how this new budget is going to work in Washington, but let me tell you what our president did for Charlotte. In the entire history of our transit system, the entire history, we have never had a president put in his budget money for us to design a piece of our transit system. But in January, President Obama rolled out a budget that included an allocation for our Blue Line extension to go up to UNC Charlotte to help us get that project designed and help us get done. For our first time. Now, I happened to be up in Washington a few weeks ago, and I had an opportunity to say thank you to the president for choosing Charlotte as the host city for the Democratic National Convention. He didn't say you're welcome. He said, I made this decision for me because I love North Carolina. And I'm looking forward to coming here in 2012. And we're going to have a great time. And we're going to get our business done in 2012. Folks, I don't know about you, but if you can't get excited about what's happening in this city, in this state, your pulse isn't working. Now, we've got a little business to do in 2011.
Yes, yes.
The last thing I want to do in 2012 is to be watching. We work too hard. And quite frankly, we are making progress on critical issues in the city. Do you know how much it has meant, not just to me, but to children and families, to be able to pick up the phone and to call Jennifer Roberts and to say, how can we help you with the libraries, and to get those libraries open for another year so we can work to help the libraries restructure? That's the kind of relationship that we have in this county. And in 2011, I'm planning to reapply for my job.
and I need help. The entire city council needs help. We've got in 2011 still some great challenges facing our city. I'm just going to take you about 3 of them, and then I'll stop. Number one, we've got to keep working to reshape our government so that it is right-sized for the public it serves. Now, there's still some functional consolidation we can get done in this city to save you money and to give you a better product at the end of the day. And I'm going to work with our city council and with our county commission to make sure we make progress on getting that done. There's still some work we have to do in the region. Ray LaHood, the Secretary of Transportation, came down here about twice in the last 6 months, and he said the same thing both times. He said, we're going to be giving transportation money to regions that are working together. Not cities that want it themselves, not towns that want it themselves, but regions that are working together. So the last few months I've been working, had the first meeting of regional mayors in this area just 2 weeks ago. And we pledged to work together to create that kind of regional conversation that's going to help this region win jobs and win the future. And finally, my colleagues on the city council know this is something that's a passion for me, is our children. We're making some choices in the next few months that will have enormous consequences on the next 20 years. Whether it is schools, whether it is colleges and universities, Senator Danley and Senator Clyde Felton, whether it is after school or youth employment, we can't afford to be fighting these little battles and these silos anymore. We've got to get together and focus on what's right, and what's right is making sure that our children have a bright future, that they can expect to do better than we did. That's the America I want to live in. So we've got a great story to tell. When we get through this tough election season, we're going to fight for every vote we get. In 2012, we want to tell the story of a great state that never stopped moving forward. A state that decided in the turn of the 20th century to be the good road state. The first public university system in the country. The state that has transitioned its economy from tobacco to high tech and healthcare and energy and financial services. A state that produced great leaders like Terry Sanford and Jim Hunt and Harvey Gantt and Mel Locke and Charlie Manley and Dave Montgomery and so many others. We've never been on a stage like this, folks. And it's time for North Carolina to step up out of the shadows and to show what a great place we are for the future. Thank you, and God bless you.
For what purpose does the gentleman rise?
Point of information.
Yes, sir. You're recognized.
Mr. Chairman.
Excuse me, I have you, please.
Mr. Chairman, today at this great convention, 115 precincts of the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party are present. With the amazing total of 1,081 delegates.
Whoa! Congratulations. Congratulations. At this time, Ralph, we've got some questions concerning, is the screen going to be ready? All right. We're going to move forward. There's been some questions concerning this weighting voting process. And everything we're going to do this morning is going to be transparent. I'm going to help guide you through it. I've got, like I said, I've got June here from the 9th Congressional District. Why do I keep on giving you numbers? Well, and Sue Meyer is over there, so we need to do something about that. That's what I'm saying. And I've got Heath with us, so we're going to go through this process. So what I'm going to do at this time is I'm going to open up the floor for nominations for the office of Chair of the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party. For what purpose does the gentleman rise?
Mr. Chairman, at this time, I would like to make a motion that the nominations for chair be closed.
That's right.
The gentleman's motion is out of order. I'm glad that I ruled it out of order before that was the second. And I'm very, very appreciative. Thank you very much, Tim. I really appreciate that. But for what purpose does the gentleman rise?
Chairman Ford, I'd like to present a nomination to the assembled guests, good Democrats, for chair. My name is Bill Welch, Precinct 100, and this is Frank Deaton.
Yes, you have up to 1 minute for your nomination.
I think that
I'm sorry, for your motion, excuse me.
Examining Mr. Deaton's concrete activities, I have for at least 2 years, his tangible economic contributions to the party suggests to me that we all need to be very smart at this point. And he represents somebody who has the opportunity, because he's a self-employed businessman, to help persons. And apparently, he's strongly willing to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do we have a second? For up to 30 seconds.
Hello, fellow delegates, brothers and sisters. Today, it is a great pleasure to be a Democrat. My name is Robbie Ahiri. I'm from Precinct 11. I'm also Vice Chair of Congressional District 12. I submit Frank Deaton's name because in 2007, long before anyone had determined which candidate they would support for the president, I saw a sign in a window for Obama. I saw Frank support him, and I'm asking you all to support him today.
Thank you. The floor is open for nominations for chair of the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party. Remember, we have a motion speech for up to 1 minute and seconds, up to 30 seconds. For what purpose does the gentleman rise?
My name is John White, Precinct 210, and I'm here to nominate Mark Freeland for chair. And I'd like to indicate to everybody present that I think Mark Freeland is the man we need. He's got the time to commit to this effort. He has the, he's going to move his office out of his home into the office of lawyer. He is going to organize the unorganized precincts. I think he is a man that can accomplish a great deal. He's a person who has a business background. We need a person who has a business background who can deliver for us, because running the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party is a business situation, and who has a lot of activities that's required to make that possible. So I submit his name in the nomination.
Thank you, sir. Do we have a second for Mark Freeland? For what purpose does the gentlelady rise?
The purpose is to second that motion. My name is Constance Green Johnson, the chair of Precinct 227. I'd like to say that Mark is going to make a change. He's going to look
Thank you.
and organization.
Thank you. Nominations for chair of the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party are still open. For what purposes does Gentlelady rise?
The purpose of rising is to second Mark Freeman. And I do that strictly because my precinct was unorganized and I had no way of communicating with anyone. And through the direction and instruction, he brought in organization. So Marigold Park Precinct 147, I second the nomination for Mark Freeman.
Thank you. All right, for what purpose does the gentleman rise?
Good morning, fellow Democrats. Sylvester Flowers, delegate precinct 212, standing proud to nominate Darren Rankin. If you want true independence, transparency, a business person who's willing to roll up his sleeves and work with this upcoming 212 convention, Darren is the man. He's a new and rising bright, becoming star, shining star in the city. I encourage you to vote for full transparency, independence. Vote Darren Rankin. Thank you so much. God bless you.
The name of Darren Rankin has been entered into nomination by motion. Do we have a second for Darren Rankin?
Cynthia Perry, Vice Chair, Precinct 3, I second.
Thank you very much. For what purpose does the gentlelady rise?
Sean McLean, Precinct 115, we support Darren Rankin as well.
Thank you very much. Floor for chair of the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party is still open. For what purpose does the gentlelady rise?
I would like to second Darren Rankin from Precinct 212. Darren is a leader, he's a businessman, he works hard in the community currently. He cares about Democrats and he cares about Mecklenburg County. Please vote for Darren Rankin.
Thank you very much. Keep it in mind, we have 1 minute for the motion, and then maybe a second by no more than 2 persons, each person who may speak for no more than 30 seconds. And the candidates will be allowed to speak to up to 2 minutes. And so if all hearts and minds are clear about that, I would like to continue to proceed forward. For what purpose does the gentleman rise?
For the second of Mark Freeman, if it's not too late.
The second for Mark Freeland has already been done. Thank you very much. The floor is still open for nominations for chair of the party for the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party. For what purpose does the gentleman rise?
Aisha do, and I apologize for the other one, because I wasn't sure exactly how it went, but I do nominate Aisha do, because it's time for us to do, showed up the right thing.
Madam,
I'm sorry, I'm Blanche Penn for 126.
Blanche Penn, 126, and that is a motion to enter into the name of Aisha Duke for chair.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
She will do the right thing.
For what purpose does the gentleman rise?
To send the nomination of Aisha Duke. Does the clock start?
Yes, sir.
The future is now. It is female. It is young. It is brilliant. It is black. It is Aisha Duke. Join me in doing the right thing. It voted for the future. It voted for Aisha Duke, the next chairman of the Mecklenburg Democratic Party.
For what purpose does the gentlelady rise?
I am Jennifer Roberts, Chair of the Mecklenburg County Commission, and a good Democrat, and I rise for the second for Aisha Duke. And I don't have as good a voice, Kelly Alexander did, but we do need energy, we need organization skills. Aisha has proved that. She's been involved at the state level, local level. Aisha Duke is the one for you.
I've got a point of information coming from the treasurer. What's your point of information? Parliamentary inquiry, are non-delegates allowed to second nominations? No. For what purpose does the lady wish to speak?
My name is Pastor Brenda Stevenson, Precinct 41, and I would like to nominate Mike Sullivan. The reason being, Mike cares about people and low income. We have a lot of low income people that we serve, and he sees them as someone that gives hope. Mike, I'm gonna talk fast. Mike carried a group of our youth to meet Senator Edwards. He sent us on an outing. They went to Wendy's. It was catered Wendy's. And we appreciate that. And thank you for Mike Sullivan, our next chairman. See, that word came out about the day.
Thank you very much. The name of Mike Sullivan has been entered into nomination for chair of the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party. Do we have a second?
Laura Blake, Precinct 111. I've known Mike for about 15 years. He's worked hard for the party. He cares about the party. And I think he's got the most experience. So I'll put Mike Sullivan in.
Thank you. For what purpose does the gentle lady rise?
I also second that nomination. I'm Rosa Mustafa from Precinct number 80. I've met Mike Sullivan, and he has a tenure with the Democratic Party that second to none. He's been with the Democratic Party for over a decade, maybe 15, 16 years. He has a great level of responsibility. He's carried the Democratic Party as far as treasurer. So I am seconding the motion to nominate Mike Sullivan as our Democratic Party chairman. Thank you.
For what purpose does the gentleman rise?
My name is Samuel, Precinct Chair 82. I make a motion that the nominations be closed on the said nominees.
We have a motion on the floor that the nominations be closed.
Maryville, Precinct 16, Vice Chair, I second that motion.
That has been properly moved and second. Is there any further question or debate? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed. Nominations have been closed for chair. At this time, yes, one second. At this time, we need 5 minutes to make sure.
Chairman,
for what purpose does the gentleman rise?
Point of information. If I'm not mistaken, that he should do did not get nominated by delegates. He was, I did not see that. I wanted to make sure that you got in there.
Oh. I got your point of information. The parliamentarian was Aisha Deuce, second properly in order. Nominated for the floor by a delegate, it is in order. Thank you very much. Now, I need to make sure that everyone is in position as you begin to caucus for your vote for chair. And I need to make sure that we're going to do this decently and in order. And I would like not to take a whole lot of time to do this. I need for the precinct chair or the leader of that precinct to handle those votes and be responsible for turning in those votes at the appropriate time. Are there any questions about the process? Are there any questions about what we're doing at this time? Please move to the microphone, state your name and your precinct and for the purpose of your inquiry.
Cynthia Wallace, Precinct 103.
Yes.
And I would like to clarify that for a precinct, do you cast one vote for your full number of votes, or does each person in your precinct get to supply the vote and you give out the vote to the vote?
We're going to answer that question in just 1 second. 1 second. Folks, the way this process is going to work, you need to caucus with your precinct chair. We will pass out, you do not vote right now. We will pass out to you each individual precinct chair will get a form that you will be able to write your votes on that form. So you're only turning in one form by the precinct chair. So you can take this time to decide as a caucus to whom you want to vote for chair, and so that you can pull your collective string. You can vote your individual interests, but it's for the purpose of pulling together.
Mr. Chairman.
For what purpose does the gentleman rise?
My name is Robert Johnson. Precinct 47.
Yes.
And I still don't understand the ruling with regard to voting. Are you expecting one each precinct?
Quiet, please. We got something very important. We need to make sure that people are on the same page. Quiet, please. Yes.
Is it your expectation that each precinct is voting for one candidate, and all of the votes within that precinct support that one candidate?
That is not what I'm saying. The purpose for you caucusing is to get together to provide your collective strength. You can divide up your votes as you choose, but I need for it to be turned in by one person, which is the precinct chair.
Thank you very much.
For what purpose does the gentleman rise? Yes, sir.
Melvin asked in precinct 211. I think that was my question, whether each person in the precinct will be voted, or we vote one vote per precinct. So,
Did we answer your question? Each person in that precinct has the ability to vote, but you're going to cast only one group of votes. For what purpose does the gentleman rise?
Precinct 6, Bob Willis. Just want to clarify.
Excuse me. Let's have a little bit of order and to respect the process, because this is a question that you may have that can be beneficial. Yes, sir.
60 Bob Willis. I just want clarification. We will be able to hear these candidates speak to the body in terms of why they want to be, the chair and that type of.
The candidates will be given that 2 minutes that I promised they will be given. At this time, we have entered into nomination Frank Deaton, Mark Freeland, Darrell Rankin, Aisha Dew, and Mike Sullivan. So if I could please at this time to be recognized, folks, can I get in order that they were nominated in, Frank Deaton to the stage to speak for 2 minutes first. For what purpose does the gentle lady rise?
Rebecca Jones, Precinct 232. I'm looking for my delegation.
Precinct 232 is right up here. For what purpose? Okay. All right, listen, folks. I've got a candidate coming up, and I need to make sure that you're paying attention and listening to this candidate for up to 2 minutes, followed by Mark Freeland, Darren Rankin, Aisha Dew, and then Mike Sullivan. For what purpose does the gentleman rise?
Mark Colton, Precinct 214. I'd like to ask Sherry Booth to report to Precinct 214.
Thank you. Frank?
Good morning, Democrats. How are you today? How are you today? That's Marlon. Well, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Frank Deaton. I am a small business owner and a former candidate for the State House. I've been a proud and active Democrat for 20 years. As your chair, I'm ready to take on the task of leading our party to the future by being open to all Democrats and closed to none. As a business owner, I have the skill set to raise the money we need to get Democrats elected. With the loss of our state legislature, the next 20 years will depend on what we do in 2011 and 2012. As chair, I will lead by example and continue to donate personally to the party. The chair cannot in good conscience ask others to donate if the chair is not willing to do the same. We need to rein in donations from all Democrats, from $5 to $500 a month or more. This party needs a strong chair who's not afraid to speak honestly to the public. We need to get voters to the polls by exposing the Republican leadership for what they truly are, by pushing back on the issues like the voter ID bill, the attacks on civil liberties, and their war on the Democrats. As chair, I will bring proven leadership and full transparency. For true leadership is not about standing in front of everyone, but it's about walking with everyone, hand in hand, in the right direction. We need to give this party back to the people. Communication to our grassroots level is essential. With the DNC coming to Charlotte in 2012, the 2012 convention needs to be the people's convention. The very heart of this party are our volunteers and precinct members, and we need to treat them like gold. Now, I have always worked to improve the lives of all people. I believe that whatever works for the least of us will work for all of us. And if you agree with me, I ask that you stand with me and vote Frank D. for Mecklenburg Democratic Party Chair. Thank you very much. Next is Mark Friedland.
Hello, Democrats. Are you ready for 2012? Yes, I am too. But you know, before we get to 2012, we got a lot of work to do. We've got to re-elect our president. We got to re-elect our mayor. We got to re-elect our governor. We got to re-elect our members of county commission and city council. We got a lot of work to do. And you know how we do it? We do it by organizing our precinct and getting Democrats out to vote. Because if there's anything the Democratic Party has to do, is get the people out to vote so we can get our candidates elected. So how do we organize precincts? It's easy to do. I want to recognize all the new precincts that are here today that are formerly unorganized. Please stand, all the new precincts in the newly organized precinct in Mecklenburg County. Thank you. Give yourself a hand. Yeah. Thank you. So by next year, I'm the chair, we will have 195 precincts organized at the next county convention. So we've got a lot of work to do. Why? The Democratic Party is under attack. They're coming to get our candidates. They're coming to get our representatives. They're coming to take our voting rights away. Look at this voter ID bill that's going on in Raleigh. We've got to defeat that voter ID bill. We've got to organize against it. We got to get on the bus, and they're going to Raleigh on Wednesday to fight that voter ID bill. We got to work to support Democrats, support democratic values, support voters. And that's what we're here to do. I've got experience in running an organization. I got experience in running a business. And I know how to raise the money that we're going to need to run this party and keep this office going. I want this office to be a full-time communication center that we're going to be able to give the support they need to our precincts, so that the precincts can get out and do the work that they want to do. So I'm Mark Friedland. I'm running for chair of the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party. Please vote for me. Thank you.
Next, would you please recognize Darren Rankin, chair for the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party. Candidate for chair of the Mecklenburg County.
Good afternoon. My name is Darren Rankin, and I'm running for chair of the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party. Today, we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to elect a new chair, but we also have an opportunity to create the type of Democratic Party that we all want. Now, the Democratic Party, it is not an organization or it is not a group made up by one or two individuals or a select group of people. The Democratic Party belongs to the people. Many of you received emails this week. You got some of those annoying and impersonal robocalls where candidates were talking about, I've been endorsed by this community leader, or I've been endorsed by this elected official, or I've been endorsed by this notable citizen. The truth of the matter is, the only endorsement that counts is yours. And I'm asking for your vote. Now, we have opportunities ahead of us as a party, and it begins with having a strong leader. And I believe I am the best candidate to lead this party forward. Second thing we need to focus on is manpower. We need to continue to organize precincts. While Mark had some people stand up, all the newly organized precincts, I worked to organize 7 of those precincts. Other candidates, 0. Let's talk about money. The party needs to raise some money going forward. We will be competing with the DNC. We will be competing with the mayor and everyone else's race going forward. I believe we need to utilize our precinct officers and we need to phone bank throughout the year so we can raise money for the Democratic Party. We also need to take our party on the road. It needs to be a road show. We need to travel throughout Mecklenburg County. We need to do fish fries. We need to do a family day in the park. We need to do some after-hour events. We need to tell people what it means to be a Democrat. People have to understand that equal rights and civil rights are not just democratic values, they're our values. People have to understand that job creation and education aren't just democratic values, they're our values. My name is Darren Rankin. I'm running for chair, and I'm asking for your vote. Thank you.
For what purposes does the gentleman rise?
I'm Jim McHugh. I'm in precinct 11. I have a clarification I need.
Yes.
We have 18 delegate votes in precinct 11. We have only 12 people here. With the remaining votes that are open, must we give those up and forfeit them, or do we take that number of votes and can we do anything with them so that we have a total of 18 votes?
Your vote total was determined based upon the delegates that you elected at your precinct. You can vote your vote total straight, whatever that is, regardless of the number of people that you have showing here today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Whoa. I've got a point of correction.
Now wait a second, the way you just said that makes it sound like if you have 9 votes in this convention, that you can say, okay, I want to give 3 of those votes to Aisha, 3 to Frank, 3 to Darren. You can only do that if you have 9 people here in this room who are casting ballots that way. So if your precinct is due 9 votes total, but there are only 3 of you here, then you come up and say, I want to vote one person votes for Aisha, 1 person votes for Frank, and 1 person votes for Darren. We'll put that on here. That's 3 ballots. 3 people present here is 3 ballots. Those will go on here, and it'll split up, and it'll be weighted properly. Okay? And then the chair of your precinct is going to come up and report to an individual. So I tell them how the individuals in their precinct voted.
Point of information.
Yes.
Greg Newman, precinct 235.
Yes.
I would like to challenge that judgment.
Okay.
At this time, the chair would like to recognize Jude, who is the chair of the Rules Committee. She's also chairperson of the 8th Congressional District, which is part of the Mecklenburg County Congressional District, and the Rules Chair. Jude?
Well, good afternoon. It's good to see all of y'all. According to the plan of organization, each of the precincts were allocated a certain number of votes, 100 votes for every vote cast in that precinct for governor. Everybody with me so far? So therefore, if a precinct then, because of that 100 votes per, if one person for each one of those 100 votes has 20 delegates as a possibility, if they only elect 10 delegates, then you come to the convention with 10 delegate votes, because you didn't elect the other 10, okay? If of those 10 delegates, only 2 of you come to the convention, you each carry a weighted vote of 5. Okay? So therefore, whether you voted individually with a ballot, which is not allowed in a convention setting, or by the kind of organization, when you vote how you want to vote and tell your precinct chair how you want to vote, they will bring it up, and if person A votes for candidate A, person B votes for candidate B, person C votes for candidate 3, and you had 3 people, because that's the number I can deal with, and you had 9 votes, each one of you carries a weighted vote of 3. At the end of the voting, it will tally up the weighted vote at the end. This is exactly for those of you who attended the 2008 presidential caucus, that the presidential caucus votes were counted. And for those of you who are interested in being a delegate to the national convention, this is the way it's going to be done there. So this is good practice. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Just one example, if you have 14 delegates, 14 when you elected, 14 at the precinct meeting, but you have 6 present, how would?
It would be 14 divided by 6.
And so it's not even within our caucus designate who gets the extra what?
No, it's designated up to the highest tier.
So you're only going to get 12.
No. You get 12 point something.
Each vote will count for 2 votes.
This is why we ask that you report your delegation's vote by the individual who cast the vote. Because that way everyone doesn't have to do math. If they have 14 votes and they've only got 12 people here, we don't need every precinct chair in here to try to figure out if they get 1, 2 votes per person in the room. So when you report how your precinct votes, report it based on the number of people in the room and how they voted. We won't call it ballots because apparently that's against the rules. But each person gets to vote, and we'll put that vote in the spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet will determine the fraction so that everyone gets all 14 based on the number of people.
All right, thank you. We're going to continue to proceed forward. Next up is candidate for chair is Aisha Duke. Can we make sure we give her your attention, please?
Hi, I am Aisha Duke, and I'm running for Mecklenburg County Party Chair. And before I get started, can I just have all of my friends, family, church members, supporters, campaign team, people from around the state, stand up and just give a holler. Thank you. So I just want to say that all I've tried to do is to run because I would like to get Democrats elected. That's the only reason. That's the reason that we're here as a Democratic Party. And in order to do that, we need to cultivate talent. We need to raise funds, and we need to build our party organization. And I think that we have done a good job so far. I don't usually like to talk about myself, but I'll just tell you so that you know, just in case you haven't heard. I'm currently 3rd Vice Chair of the party. I was 1st Vice President of the Young Democrats of Mecklenburg County. I was also the campaign manager for Kelly Alexander's successful re-election campaign, and I am currently the chair of the redistricting committee as appointed by Chairwoman Jennifer Roberts. So I'm here, and I have the experience. I have the leadership skills needed to get it done. So in order for us to win, we're going to need to raise money for the party. We're going to need to raise the level of organizational structure for the party. We're going to need to raise the level of involvement for the party. And then we're going to need to raise the level and cultivate the talent for all of the people out there who want to run for re-election or want to run for election. The candidates know, the Republicans know who they're going to run in 2012. They know who they're going to run in 2011. And we need to be equally prepared to have people who are ready to run for office and have a party that is ready to support them and people who are ready to work on their teams. So this time I just tried to run a real campaign only because I want to show you a tenth of what I plan on doing for our candidates when we run in 2011 and 2012. So please vote for me, Aisha Duke, the next generation of leadership.
At this time, the chair would like to recognize candidate for chair Mike Sullivan.
Thank you, fellow Democrats. It is wonderful to be here today, and I think this is what it's all about. This is where individuals would actually take a day off to come here on a beautiful day like this to do something that's very important, and that is to make sure that our future, our party, is ready for the challenges that we have coming forward. And I'd like for each and every one of you to give yourself a hand, please. Each and every one of you, come on, back to back. If you're not supporting me, come on. Today we're coming here to pick the leadership for our party for the next 2 years. And in those 2 years, we have a tremendous amount of challenges coming forward. We had our mayor come here and tell us about the challenges that he's going to be facing in just a few months, and the other members of the city council and other municipal boards throughout our county and state. We're also going to have, shortly thereafter, the selection of individuals moving forward for the 2012 election, the DNC's coming to town shortly thereafter, and then the elections in November 2012. And it's important that today that we pick an individual and a board that has what is the most important thing. It is the experience to lead this board forward. It is the leader to bring this party forward. And it is to win those elections that are so very important to not only our future, but I've seen a lot of children here today, and it's important to them. There are individual items that are going on in Raleigh and in the federal government. We've seen a lot of on the news lately of cuts and situations that are developing that are destroying the foundation of what the Democratic Party has been making forward in this state. And we have got to get organized, we've got to get ready, we've got to put a force forward to stop this. I can't speak any louder than possibly letting you know that if that's the situation, I will do each and everything I can to make sure that we have a party that's ready to take that challenge on and be successful in those elections. Now, I know that everyone that's running for chair has different qualifications, but I'll just give you a short one. I've been around for 20 years. I've worked under 7 chairs, and I've worked for I ask for your vote on my soul, and I can keep going on forever. Thank you.
All right, folks, let's go. We're about to begin this process, and I need the precinct chairs to listen for your precinct number so you can get it. When I call out your precinct number, I need the precinct chair to stand, come forward, and get the packet for your ballot so that you can vote your caucus. And I need for you to sit at the end of your row so that when you go back to them, we can get this information so that it can be reported back to